constant battle. We think that providing My name is Kornberg. I'm the owner of Aquariums Unlimited out here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I have one of the largest retail aquarium-only stores in Virginia. Welcome to my store.
Tell me, how big is this tank?
So this originally was meant to be a koi pond, but because they raised it when they built it, I decided cichlids would be more of a year-round kind of showy thing. So it's actually 750 gallons. Sort of African cichlids, peacocks, zebras, mambunais. We just throw them all in there, and they've been there 7 years. They all started out about an inch long, and we've let them go natural.
Wow, these started off as
I can send you a video. Yeah, they're all about this big when they all went in.
How did you get this aquarium in here? Was it built on site?
So Dutch Aquarium Systems custom made every enclosure for us, and what we really base it off of is the size of that lovely front door we have.
Wow.
They measured the specs of the door frame to make sure that we could get them all in.
Oh,
and they put them on their sides. They had special carts that we rolled them in. It took about 14 of us to actually set them in place because they're all glass. My father was into aquariums when I was very, very small. He had one of those old 20 long slate bottom metal framed aquariums I was absolutely fascinated with as a child. So when I turned about 5 years old, he purchased me for, I think it was a birthday, I don't quite remember, 10-gallon aquarium, which at that moment I thought was the biggest aquarium ever. And the hobby took a passion that led me to becoming this.
So this is your freshwater over here?
Yeah, we come down here to the freshwater section. These are all, again, Dutch Aquarium Systems built all these for us. They're designed to be all natural plant-based systems where they just use a sponge filter. And then they have plant boxes underneath them to keep the soil healthy. This is the African cichlid wall you see here. Then it moves into your community-based fish. Live bear is on the right.
Wow.
Yeah, but we keep a lot of fish. I stock really, really heavily. I feel like if you don't have a variety, you don't have quantity, people tend to not be impressed. They don't buy a lot of fish. From opening this storefront for myself, this has always been a big dream of mine to have a retail location. Even through the service company that I started originally, it wasn't a full fulfillment in my own personal goals because although I was helping people in the hobby, and I've always loved the passion of explaining my knowledge and sharing my knowledge and helping people get the same feeling I had as a child when they set their first aquarium up. We have so many customers that come here every day almost that return over and over again, that we watch their tanks grow, get to know my employees get to know them, we watch their children grow up. I even have some of the employees, kids that have come here as young age and now they work for me. A full circle from when I was as a child till now. July will be our 8th year. So we've learned a few tricks and trades, but overall we keep it pretty stocked and they do really well. We don't have ammonia issues. We water change a little bit every week, maybe about 5 to 10%, and they stay really clean.
What is your take on glowfish? I mean, it's gotten a like kind of a up and down reputation in the industry.
I'm okay with it. I personally am more of a natural-based fish keeper. As in terms of ethical-wise, I'm okay with it because the fish itself is not really harmed in the process. Right. They don't know any different. They breed like this.
I think the reason why some people are so negative about these fish is because used to they
were injected or they were physically died, and they didn't live very long afterwards.
Right. I loved how when Lambert came out with these, right?
Yeah.
So it's I saw it first on the saltwater side.
He had to talk me into them. We use them for our plants. We're a little low right now, but they definitely make an appearance that people can see from above. We keep New York Cardinas in here, and then we have our plants in there as well. But in the industry, though, it's changed a lot lately, especially with the COVID onset, shipping costs. A lot of online retailers are now monopolizing on the fact that people don't want to come out in public as often. So they're shopping more online, and we're trying to find creative ways to bring them back in the building, sale options, large gatherings, choral meetings, things like that to try to bring people out from the shell of being home and the ease of clicking the button on the computer to now actually coming into public, because I think without our fish stores, these online businesses wouldn't be established as well. The fish store really brings that new hobbyist in. They get to experience the passion firsthand, sight on sight.
These are all coral, these big bays here. Now you have fish in there, but those are probably not for sale.
They're our janitor fish, yeah. We call them the worker bees. They're here to earn their keep. They're designed to graze on algae, either control pests, produce a little bit of waste in the water to feed the corals, because the corals need a little bit of nitrate and phosphate in the water.
That's what you have to have them in
so
there,
you need them in there, yeah. You have to have that balance. That's what in any part of the fish keeping is the balance between the waste and the food sources. But the corals have needs, so the fish provide them with what they need, and the fish in turn get, feeding on the algae and stuff in the tanks.
Now, are you cutting these coral and culturing them yourself?
We do, yeah. We have a some space in the back, and we also have the larger colonies you'll see in the middle here that we allow to grow bigger, and then we refrag them. And even the frags, as you look at them, they've been here a while, they start overtaking, we cut them and make them new frags.
They're growing right
onto the egg crate.
Egg crate.
In the wild, the corals don't hesitate to use any free landscape available, and that's the biggest issue in the coral reef, is that when they reproduce and spawn, they have to find whatever real estate's there, and there's not a lot. So
they start growing over each other,
they take over and they battle. So any free real estate, I'm sure, helps get them to grow a little quicker.
This is the elephant in the room, right?
Right.
Because it's so massive. Is this the tank that you were talking about that was much harder than the one in the front to get in?
Yeah, so this one took about 19 of us. It comes in 3 parts. The canopy was separate from the stand. It does have a steel-based stand underneath of the framework.
Right.
But it's actually 1,000 gallons. It's roughly 10 by 3 by 3 tall. And it took quite a few of us to place it and get it up against the wall.
Wow.
It was an ordeal.
So this is 7 years ago as well?
Everything, we were opened in 2015, so everything you see was growth in 7 years, yeah.
Wow.
There's some trimming happening, there's some things been removed, some things put back in there, but overall it's about 7 years.
This massive piece
chalice
here, this chalice here, that is 7 years old, right?
Yeah, it was a small frag plug in the center of the rock.
How many people try to buy this piece from you?
Everybody wants to buy everything in this tank all the time.
Right.
They're always here because they
like
want
I was saying earlier, I wanted your mushroom rock.
He's going
to give me a piece of it.
Yes, I will definitely give you some of the jawbreakers.
It really shows when you take care of the aquarium how great it can look.
It has its ups and downs like anything else. You can see some of the chalices have some battle wounds, and there's some things that have come and gone and gotten better and gotten worse. But just like anybody reef tank at home, when we find an issue, we do some experimenting with the chemistry to figure out what the cause was, and then recreate and fix. Got Kyle here topping off our tanks for the evening because it's almost time to close. I have a variety of reef safe fish, non-reef safe fish, predator fish.
How often are you having to reorder?
When we first opened before COVID, we ordered weekly. Now, since COVID has altered the shipping process a lot, and the shipping costs have increased so much that we do now a tri-weekly order. Usually once every 3 weeks from the transship side, and then I do my local things on a weekly basis. I usually use Carolina Aquatics on a weekly basis for the things
Chris
I need.
There?
Chris, Carolina Aquatics is a buddy of mine, great guy.
What is the single greatest thing in this industry outside of your store?
Retail-based or just in the animal industry, like fish industry?
Community-based.
The single greatest thing?
The greatest thing for this aquarium community.
I think the camaraderie of the people that we have in our industry. I think we set ourselves different than.
And where do you find that the most?
The camaraderie portion?
Yes.
You want me to go there? I will.
I'm just kidding. I was a joke.
No, because it's true though.
No.
You want me to plug in? I will.
No, I don't want to.
But you're right. It is. It is.
I was just setting you
No,
up.
but it is.
No, I don't.
It is. It is a huge thing.
That's why we do it. That's why we do it.
It is
I don't
huge
want
thing.
that talk.
That's fine.
We have an amazing selection of fish here, Mark.
I appreciate
You've done an amazing job with Aquariums Unlimited.
Thank you.
I remember when you first started.
Yeah, you were here for my grand opening. Yeah.
For just how starry-eyed you were and excited to get into the hobby. So keep an eye out for Mark at Aquariums Unlimited.
Big things to come. Big things to come.
Big things in the aquarium industry. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
See you.
Great seeing you again.
All right, let's go.